It's Outlast, which is a game where you have to outlast the machinations of psychotic, evil people who are in a mental asylum. Let's have a look here. I'm going to go for normal. No easy mode, I see. That's a mark of a proper game. Let's have a look here. Outlast contains intense violence, gore, graphic sexual content, and strong language. Please enjoy. You are Miles Upshur. Now, straight off the bat, Miles Upshur sounds like a comedy name. Sounds like an kind of amusing name that Leslie Nielsen would have in one of the Zucker movies. But you know, it'd be worth some kind of joke. Are you Upshur about that? Or some sort of thing. But a better joke than that, though. I'm not a writer, so I don't know about these things. Okay, I'm an investigative reporter. My main ambition is to earn him an intimate tour on Hell and Earth. Whose ambition is about to earn him, sorry. Always willing to risk digging into the stories that no other journalist would dare investigate. You will seek out the dark secrets at the heart of Mount Massive Asylum, stay alive as long as you can, record everything. You are not a fighter, to navigate the horrors of Mount Massive and expose the truth. Your only choices are to run, hide, or die. Well, there you go. Personally, I suppose the other choice would be not to go in, or to go in an official capacity, or who knows? You know, I have feelings about the freedom of the press. You know, I understand they have to be free. I understand they have to be free to pursue stories, but they do like breaking the law a lot, especially in England. And, you know, it does seem to be a thing. You know, the press seem to consider themselves to be ronin, you know, sort of roaming samurais without a master who can go and fight injustice wherever they see it, you know, without any reference to law or whatever. But I don't quite see it that way. Okay, Outlast. This is a scary game, and I expect to be frightened. I'm currently in a car, which is not so much frightening. I actually quite like driving cars at night. It's relaxing. I've got my press pass hanging from my thing up there, just to make sure I'm totally undercover. And we seem to be approaching Arkham Asylum. There it is. I wonder if the Joker's in the back. We might be bringing him back. The Batman. His car might have lost a wheel or something, as the famous rhyme goes, and we're just popping him home. Maybe the Joker carpools. Now we are Mount Massive Asylum. Now, I seem to recall back in the 90s there were things called Massives, which were groups of young men who would gather outside shopping centres wearing their caps backwards. I don't know if they still exist, but they might well. I'm same spot, by the way, just to say that. That's my nom de plume. It's not my actual name, I wasn't born with that name. I chose it, you know, because people who do this kind of thing seem to have names. And I thought I'd better have a name. Okay, you don't know me. Have to make this quick. They might be monitoring. I did 2 weeks of software consultant Murkoff's site executive systems facility in Mount Massive. Notice we put the number 2 of the writing 2. Laziness. All sorts of NDAs. I'm very much breaking right now, but seriously, fuck those guys. Okay, NDA, of course, is a non-disclosure agreement that some people sign with companies that are doing secretive work, or even companies aren't doing that secretive work because they're worried about the corporate espionage. Right, terrible things happening there. Don't understand it. Don't believe half the things I saw. Doctors talking about dream therapy going too deep. Finding something that has been waiting for them in the mountain. People being hurt and Murkoff is making money. It needs to be exposed. I see. Well, I suppose that's how medical care works, really. I mean, people get hurt and then the companies make money. That's not necessarily sinister, although it can be. Okay, so we're going to go and investigate. We've got a camera which has batteries with it. They seem to be regular type batteries. Usually cameras have like those big flat ones attached to the back, don't they? But this one also seems to take the little kind, which is good, since I imagine it'd be difficult if you're running around in the dark in the asylum trying to find camera batteries, because they're quite specialised. You'd have to find people that actually had cameras, and I doubt there's many in this place. Not a bad looking building. Nice tower things going on there. Bit of the old Gothic. I presume this is America, so I suppose it's American Gothic. Let's have a look here. Asking for the password, which I don't know, I presume. Oh, look! I've got a body! Aha! This is one of those FPS games where I actually have a body, and not just a floating point of view. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh, someone's rattling someone. I have a red car. That's a rather peppy little car for an investigative journalist. I was expecting a sort of beat-up Volvo or some such thing. I'm not sure what car an average journalist drive, but I always imagine it is something fairly nondescript. I'm going to slowly open this door. Whoa! Ah, now I'm going to pick up the old camcorder. Here we go. It's found footage. It's a found footage game, similar to the Blair Witch Project and the thousands of found footage films that have come out since then. I think I can zoom in if I use this. There we go. There's also a note added to the notebook, but I imagine it probably just says, I have arrived. Oh, no, it's that one. Let's have a little look. Yes, Mount Massive Mental Asylum. Now, I have some strong feelings about mental asylums in games, you know, because, well, I mean, I have some small experience in knowing people in the what you might call the mental health industry. I say the profession, the mental health care profession, and they don't. What they say and what I've seen doesn't seem to affect the experience of most games. I mean, it could be different in this one. If we open this door and it's a lovely, well-lit, pleasant place with some pleasant ambient music playing, and there's chessboards everywhere, and you know, and fairly attentive young gentlemen in white shirts, sort of looking after everyone, then it'd be realistic. But I don't think that'll be the case, especially considering that these ambulances are well, I mean, they're armoured to the point that even the people at Arkham would think this is a bit much, you know. Even Batman would say, no, you don't need to spend all the money on that, you know, you just knock them out and bung them in the back of the Batmobile. Oops, some birds. Aha, here we are. Interesting. It seems that someone who has already entered this asylum surreptitiously by bending these bars. Someone of great strength. Perhaps the Hulk or the Thing, although it's a bit small for either of them. Someone with super strength. There's plenty around. Ah, stagnant water. Aha. There's my way in. Yeah. Yep, stagnant water. Isn't it lovely? And yes, okay, just see if I can sneak in this way. It'd be rather quicker to come in on the ground floor. And I don't really want to turn up in the window of someone's bedroom or anything, because it'll give them an awful shock. Like, hello there, I'm a reporter, you know, and they'll be, like, ah! You know, especially if they're from England and they know the reputation of our journalists, which isn't good. As I've mentioned before, they are... Well, I mean, everyone likes to think of the sort of hard-working journalist like H.L. Mencken or Kolchak, the Night Stalker, but unfortunately our journalists tend to be sort of the sleazy kind that make up stories and doorstep people a lot when there's no reason to doorstep them. I mean, of course there are good ones. There are many great journalists out there, but you know, their reputation has been through the ring around here. I have to say, I wouldn't be surprised if when we break into this asylum, it's full of British journalists just in there trying to discover their humanity. Oop. Okay, now everything is dark. Bung on the old night vision. There we go. The stalwart of found footage things. I always remember in the movie Cloverfield when they're in the tunnel. And they turn on the night vision after ages, and there's monsters everywhere. Here we have some monitors showing showing other views of the asylum. Nothing gone out there. I believe they're monitors. Seems odd. You probably, yeah. Well, at least can tell this place is wasting money if their security monitors are great big plasma screens strapped to the wall. Okay. I say plasma screens. That's an old thing, isn't it? Plasma screens. People don't have plasma screens anymore. They have the LCDs or the LEDs or whatever. That's probably LCD. Okay, I'm going to turn that off now. There we are. Aha! A priest. Looking mean. Well, so far this place looks okay. I mean, maybe if the lights were on it'd be more pleasant. Nope, the television has come on. And we are getting lots of static. Static. There's something slightly demonic about the static. I think it's because you can pick out your own patterns when you look into static for a long time. As a child, I occasionally used to stare at the static in the television to produce a sort of, I don't know, that's what you call it, a pseudo-hallucinogenic effect. Through the gap. Okay, now we can see how things are breaking down a bit around here. Most of the lights are out, but the fan is still going, and it is dirty, extremely dirty. There's red stuff everywhere, presumably blood. And, we've got some problems with the walls here. Let's see who's in here. No one's in here, but the phone is off the hook. Is that something I can take? Nope. Just a computer cabinet, I think. Nope. Nope. Press that to pick up the document. Let's have a look. Murkoff Psychiatric Systems. Project Woolrider. Mount Massive CEO. Patient initials Billy. Therapy status. Patient claims to progress to self-directed lucid dream states. Morphogenic engine activity observed at an unprecedented scale. Continuing stage 4 hormone schedule. Diagnostics. Spirometry revealed no bronchial accumulation. That's good, you know, that's always annoying when one's getting a bit of the older bronchial accumulation. I get a bit of that myself sometimes, you know, got to keep the pipes cleaner. Milk, I think, if you avoid milk if you get that kind of thing. Interview notes. Billy asked about the status of his mother's lawsuit against Markov and the asylum. This represents a catastrophic breach of security. Despite Billy's claims that he discovered the truth in the blood dreams of Dr. Traeger. Sounds like a classic 70s horror film. The blood dreams of Dr. Traeger. Yeah, like a Blood Beast Terror, one of those. Anyway, note, the only Traeger on company records, one Richard Traeger, is an executive from MRD. I think they'd know, wouldn't they? All orderlies and security personnel must be questioned and video security improved to include analytical biometrics. That sounds like a good idea to me, yes. Murkoff Psychiatric Systems, Project Woolrider, Mount Massive CEO. They do like putting the name of their secret project and everything. That's odd. But still, we shall move on. The phone is off the hook. There should really be a way to put it back on, just for the sake of neatness. Okay, let's close this behind us. Bonk. Yes, try and be more quiet in future. Yeah, good to see they're still taking fire precautions. Nope. Someone's in the bathroom, and we won't interrupt them because, yeah, that'd be rude. I quite understand your need to privacy, old guy, and I'll leave you in there, but when you're done, do come out and explain what's going on. Right. Signs of violence. Someone's obviously had a bit of a spat on this table. And has apparently jumped up into some of these conveniently large vents that we get in the horror games. The Coca-Cola Company rears its head. It was obviously got a stake in this. It seems there's 2 evil corporations involved in this game. And we have an indeterminate human organ here. I believe bit of intestine or something. Not very pleasant. And microwaves. That maybe explains what it was doing here. It's probably someone having a bit of a lunch, you know. A lunch of human meat. Cannibalism. Most a disturbing thing. Although, I suppose, you know, it might be the only pragmatic option sometimes. Oh, here comes a fella. He sounds very upset, you know. I hope I didn't upset him by not being there when he wanted to talk. Yes, cannibalism. Very unpleasant, but understandable for pragmatic reasons sometimes. I was often thinking that if you did have to eat someone, the best candidate would probably be Bruce Lee, the famous martial artist, because apparently at the time he died, he had like 0 body fat. So he was a very lean cut of meat, and obviously since he died of other causes, there'd be no need to kill him. Okay. This looks a bit like the main hall from Resident Evil 2, where you start off there in the police station. It's got that kind of a look to it. I like the lights. Aha, in the library, good. Now, if I was actually in a mental institution, or indeed in prison, I think I'd probably stick to the library, because it seems the more relaxing place to be. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, wrong about that. There's a body in the library. How Agatha Christie-esque. Oh, in fact, there's a couple. There's another fellow hanging around here. Give that a bit of a nudge. Very sloppy. Heads too. They've also got heads in the library. It's just one of these libraries that rents out all sorts of things. They rent out DVDs and games and things as well as books and heads too. Apparently, that's yeah. Obviously, that's what someone around here is into. And this poor fellow's been skewered. Oh, he's alive.
They
Ouch.
killed us.
That must hurt, old chap.
You got out. The variants.
The variants.
You can't fight them. You have to hide.
I see.
You can unlock the main doors from security control.
Cool.
You have to get the fuck out of this terrible place.
Yes, I think that might be a good idea. This poor fellow, he's been skewered. Well, he's been skewered up the unmentionables, you know, by this big stick. It's got through his armor. Good. Oh, I better change my my battery. There we are. Okay. Right, more heads. Very similar-looking heads. They seem to be all identical twins. This one has a beard. This one is being gagged, which seems a bit extreme for a fellow whose head you've cut off, but I suppose, yeah. Yeah, and there's a torso just sitting on a chair, lovely. Yes, okay, we shall carry on. And try and find the security centre place, and pull the switch, whatever it is, so we can try and get out of here, although we've only just arrived, so it seems a bit of a waste. Oh, it's Johnny Depp playing John Dillinger. Yes, I never really liked that movie, but Michael Mann's okay sometimes. This fellow's had his picture smashed. He looks like, I don't know what he looks like, a bit like F. Murray Abraham. Oh, and it's Father Jack from the popular British or Irish sitcom Father Ted, you know. Girls, girls, drink, drink. I'm sure everyone knows what I mean.
Little pig.
Whoa. Oh, dear. Whoa. He's a big chap. Ouch. And great, now we've got some humming maniac coming towards us with a torch. Didn't this happen in Bioshock Infinite? Wasn't there
And who are
a little sister turned up? Oh, it's a priest. Of course, just at our time of weakness, you know, when we're on the floor, here he comes. If we're going to try and sell us some kind of
merciful God,
something.
You have sent me an apostle. Guard your life.
Sorry, old chap, I don't want any. I'm not coming to your meeting. No, I'm definitely not pledging a tenner a month. There's a church near one of the places I used to work that used to take, I think, 15% of the members' income. You know, not that I say that it validates religion at all, but, you know, there's always someone out to make a buck, eh? Oh, dear. This fellow has spilled his guts, and not just being that he is being, you know, useful for giving us information. He's actually spilled his guts, which is unfortunate. I'm cold, Yossarian, is what I would say. Okay. Sorry, I read a note then. I should have read the document. Okay, let's see more of this. Mercop Corp, United States Office, 294758104. Massive seizure. This seems to be the government sending in people. This probably explains the fellow on the stick. It was probably sent in by the government to close this place down for many pressing reasons. What a boring letter. Basically, it says, "Oh, okay, you can go in." A lot of people with their intestines ripped out around here. I wonder if it's a thing that the patients are just into removing people's guts. You know, always seemed a nasty thing to do to me. Of course, I mentioned earlier, you know, the I'm cold Yossarian thing, which some people may remember from the book Catch-22 and the subsequent film. where the fellow's intestines fall out, and is it that one where he keeps them in with a lid of a pot? Oh, got to get the old camera out. Not been recording any of this, dear me. Not very good as a journalist. What if something interesting had happened? Or a celebrity had turned up in an embarrassing situation, you know? I say I have visited a couple of mental health facilities. I have known people for various reasons, and once I did run slap bang into a pot with a celebrity who was there and wearing the most extraordinary outfit. I won't say they were obviously, but maybe I shouldn't even mention this. But I there was this funny moment of like, oh yes, you've seen me. Yes, are you going to tell anyone, or are we just going to get on a bad day? And, you know, I gave the fellow a polite nod that just to sort of indicate, oh, it's fine, old boy. We're just getting on a bad day. You know, there's no problem here. I'm not a paparazzo. Okay. Another patient report. A fellow called Walker. Observing physician Dr. Rudolf Wernicke. Interesting. I'm sure I've heard of a Wernicke. Notation by Dr. Walsh. Morphogenic engine activity plateaued at roughly 2,000 ppm. It seems this morphogenic engine is probably the thing they're using to turn the patients. I don't know what they're doing to them. I suppose they're crazy already. If you want to use that outdated terminology, which I probably have already. Diagnostics. Spirometry reveal light to medium bronchial accumulation. Is this all to do with the bronchial accumulation? I presume that's getting a stuffed nose. Is this whole experiment just to try and, you know, cure people of having that annoying stuffed nose when one gets occasionally one has dairy? Because if so, it might be worth it. I do find that awfully annoying. He claims the skin ripped forward allows for a true way of seeing. I see. Yes, I see. They've been tearing their own skin off. They don't seem to like it very much. The mental traumas he sustained while serving in Afghanistan seem to be retarding progression of the ME process, military security protocol. Interesting. I wonder if we'll run into that patient at some point soon. I wouldn't be surprised. He might well be that big fellow. He didn't have any lips. Oh, we've been told to peek. That makes me nervous. Goes down too. There's light in here. How does one peek? Oh, there we are. Okay. Let's continue. Aha. Oh. We have a fellow in a wheelchair. Don't mind me. Oh dear. Yes, this place really is not treating the patients well. Oh. I don't think these guys are going to attack me. Let's proceed. They're watching the television, probably the football. Hello. Hi there. Oh dear me. Oh, nasty. You okay? I'm a journalist. Have you guys seen anything strange around here? Anything interesting? You get in the paper, you know, we'll get you a photograph and a byline, and we'll be able to tell the other patients, you know, that you're in the newspaper. No? Okay, fine. I'll just leave quietly. I don't trust you chaps not to go mad in a minute and kill me, so I shall move on. Here we are. This fellow, has also suffered a grisly fate and left his computer on. Another phone off the hook. A lot of people waiting for calls. Picked up the key card for security control. There we are, that's the thing we need. Good, we're on the right track. objects updated in your porter's notebook. I wonder what kind of notebook the fellow actually has. I wonder if it's a Moleskine. I believe most reporters carry Moleskine notebooks, from what I understand. I could be completely wrong about that, but it's the kind of thing. The question I get is that a reporter would have a Moleskine notebook because they seem to be the best kind. They look like divers. These fellows. They have these collars on, like old-fashioned divers. They're about to get strapped into a suit with a big fishbowl helmet. Not much to be done for this poor chap, you know. Oh!
Get him out! Please! The doctor is dead! Listen, please! Yes!
Ouch. Well, I'm not sure I can. Not sure I can deal with all this fellow's problems. He needs a medical professional. Hopefully, as soon as I get out of here, I shall call someone to come and help along. Some proper psychiatrists and doctors, you know. And probably a nutritionist, that fellow needs by the looks of things.